Welcome to Atomic English. You know, in the world of artificial intelligence, things move at an absolutely breakneck speed. It really wasn't that long ago that an AI that could write a simple email felt like something out of science fiction. And now we have ChatGPT. Today we're going to explore the story of its evolution, really zeroing in on that massive leap from GPT-4 to the much-hyped and, frankly, much-debated GPT-5.
So, to really get what's going on here, we'll first take a look under the hood at how ChatGPT actually thinks. Then, we'll trace its super-fast journey to GPT-4. After that, we'll dive into the incredible promises made for GPT-5, see how users really reacted, and finally, try to figure out why there's such a major disconnect between the two.
All right. So before we can even begin to unpack the whole GPT-5 debate, we really need to understand the basic technology that makes it all possible in the first place. The name GPT actually gives us a ton of clues. Generative just means it creates new stuff, new text, new ideas. Pre-trained means it's already learned from a truly massive amount of data. And transformer, well, that's the magic ingredient. It's this revolutionary AI architecture from 2017 that is just unbelievably good at understanding context and meaning in language. So you might be wondering, how does an AI even begin to understand human language? Well, it starts by breaking our text down into little pieces called tokens. Each of these tokens is then converted into a numerical code, or an embedding. You could think of this process as turning words into coordinates on a map, which lets the AI see the relationships between them mathematically. What's wild is that behind all of this super complex technology is a pretty simple idea. It's all about predicting the next most likely word. After scanning billions and billions of sentences, the model just knows that if you say, "I love reading a," the next word is far more likely to be book than, say, refrigerator. When you scale that simple principle up, you get the incredibly human-like text we see. But of course, this amazing tech didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It's actually the result of years of incredibly rapid, accelerating progress. Just look at this table. The growth is just staggering. With every new version, from GPT-1 all the way to GPT-3, the architecture got dramatically bigger, and it was trained on these vastly larger datasets. This meant its abilities, like performing tasks it was never specifically trained on, just grew exponentially in a very, very short amount of time. And to really put that growth into perspective, after decades of pretty slow progress in this field, the invention of that transformer architecture in 2017 was like lighting a fuse on a rocket. In just the next 6 years, the world went from the very first GPT model all the way to GPT-4, with each new version representing a monumental leap forward. And that, of course, brings us to GPT-5. The hype around its launch was just off the charts. Its creators weren't just promising an improvement, they were promising a complete and total revolution. I mean, listen to this quote from OpenAI's CEO Sam Altman. He used this really powerful analogy to frame the update. The message was crystal clear. GPT-5 was such a huge leap in quality that the old version would feel completely outdated by comparison. That set expectations incredibly high. And the list of new features they rolled out, it was seriously impressive.
The main takeaway was that GPT-5 would be smarter, more reliable, and make fewer of those weird errors we call hallucinations. It was also presented as this unified system that would always use the best model for any given task, with a huge focus on improving its coding skills. And for developers, this was the real game changer. The claim was that GPT-5 wasn't just a tool for writing little bits of code anymore. No, it was a creative partner that could build entire functional software projects. We're talking websites, apps, even simple games, from just a short text description. So the promises were huge, right? But then GPT-5 actually got into the hands of real people. And that's when the official story of this perfect, flawless upgrade ran headfirst into the messy, complicated, and often frustrating reality of the everyday user. The big question is, what did the people using it every single day actually think? Well, it turns out their reactions were, to put it mildly, all over the map. Okay, so let's start with the fans. There were definitely people who loved it. This user on Reddit, Oscar Elite, was thrilled. For the specific things they used it for, especially coding, the upgrade felt totally real and significant. For them, GPT-5 absolutely delivered. But, yeah, for every comment like that, you'd find another one that was the complete opposite. This user gave a totally different take, comparing the model to a dementia patient that's constantly forgetting things. It makes you wonder, how could one single model produce such wildly different experiences? And this pretty cynical comment from another user really captures that growing feeling of distrust. People started to question if the official performance charts, the benchmarks, had any real connection to what they were experiencing day to day, even comparing them to the speculative charts you see in the crypto world. Before long, you could see a clear pattern in the complaints that kept popping up. The biggest one was this kind of amnesia, where the AI would just forget what you told it moments before. On top of that, people noticed technical downgrades and started suspecting that the company was secretly giving them weaker, cheaper models to save money. Okay, so this is the real mystery, isn't it? Why this massive gap between what was promised and what people were actually experiencing? Let's try to decode this disconnect. And this slide really gets to the heart of the whole conflict. On the one hand, you have the official tests, the benchmarks, showing GPT-5 is a star performer, great at complex tasks. But on the other hand, you have the real-world experience, which was full of logical errors, poor answers, and an AI that was often wrong, but very confident about it. So what this all suggests is that GPT-5 isn't just one thing. It's not uniformly better or worse. It seems to have been a real upgrade for certain professional users, especially coders. But for a lot of casual, creative, or free users, the experience felt inconsistent at best, and a lot of the time like a straight-up downgrade. So what could be going on here? Well, a few big theories started to float around. One is that it's about saving money. Maybe the company is using cheaper models for certain users. Another is simply the psychology of hype. The launch created expectations that were just impossible to live up to. And finally, there's the business angle. Maybe the model is fine-tuned for big corporate clients, not the rest of us. You know, there's a great analogy in the story that really nails the challenge OpenAI is facing. It says the company is trying to be the Apple of AI, making one product that works for absolutely everyone. But that is an incredibly difficult balancing act. If you focus too much on the pro users, you push away the casual crowd.
And all of this really leaves us with a huge question, not just about GPT-5, but about the future of AI in general. How should we measure true progress? Is it about the high scores a model gets on some abstract benchmark test? Or is it about the trust it earns from the millions of people who actually use it and rely on it every single day?
Thanks for watching Atomic English. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and leave a comment to practice your English. Don't forget to share it with your friends and subscribe so you never miss a new video. See you next time.